You were the most beautiful thing God ever made. Not the most powerful, not the most wise, the most beautiful. And that was the beginning of the problem. Before there was an earth, before there was a sea, before there was a single human heartbeat, there was heaven. And in heaven there was an order. Ranks of beings created to reflect the glory of God back to God. Cherubim and seraphim and archangels and principalities and powers. Each one magnificent. Each one perfect. Each one knowing exactly what they were made for. And at the top of this order, closest to the throne, most trusted, most radiant, most covered in the light of God's own presence, there was you. You are Lucifer, son of the morning, anointed guardian cherub, the one who stood on the holy mountain of God and walked among the stones of fire. Ezekiel says you were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Every precious stone adorned you. Ruby and topaz and emerald and diamond and beryl and onyx and jasper and sapphire and turquoise and chrysolite, all crafted and set by the hand of God on the day you were created. Your settings and mountings were made of gold. The workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. You were made with music inside you. Every movement you made was accompanied by sound. You were not just beautiful. You were the sound of beauty made visible. And you were blameless. In the beginning, in all your ways, you were blameless from the day you were created. This is not a small thing. God looked at you and saw no flaw. Not one. You were everything he made you to be, and you knew it, and he knew it, and the entire host of heaven knew it. This is where the story should end. This is where the story was supposed to end. But something happens inside you that no one fully explains, and that you yourself may not have fully understood when it began. It starts small, the way all catastrophic things start small. A thought, not an action, not a rebellion. A thought. You look at yourself and you see the beauty and the wisdom and the position and the light, and something shifts. Something turns inward that was always meant to point outward. Isaiah records a thought in 5 statements. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. 5 sentences, 5 times the word I. That is the whole fall. Not violence, not theft, not cruelty. 5 sentences spoken in a heart that had been given everything and decided it wanted the one thing it was not given, the position of God. You were not made to be God. You were made to reflect God. These are not the same thing. A mirror is not the sun. A mirror can hold the image of the sun so perfectly that you must look away from it. But the moment the mirror decides it wants to be the sun rather than reflect it, it stops being what it was made to be. It becomes something broken, something that catches light but produces darkness. This is what happens to you. The rebellion spreads. You are persuasive in ways that only the most beautiful and most intelligent beings can be persuasive. 1/3 of the angels follow you. 1/3 of the entire host of heaven, beings of unimaginable power and intelligence. Choose your I will over God's I am. You know what you are doing. You are not deceived. You are the deceiver, and you choose this with full knowledge of what you are choosing and what you're losing, and then you are cast out. Jesus would say later that he saw you fall like lightning from heaven, not slowly, not with dignity, like lightning, fast and bright, and then gone. The mountain of God, the stones of fire, the covering cherub position, the music inside you, the light, all of it stripped away in a moment. Isaiah describes the destination. You are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. The nations will look at you and say, is this the man who shook the earth and made kingdoms tremble, who made the world a desert, who overthrew its cities, who would not let his captives go home? Is this him? The same one? The most beautiful thing God ever made reduced to something that makes people stare and wonder how a fall this far was even possible. But you do not stop. This is the part of the story that should terrify everyone who hears it. You do not stop. You cannot stop. Because stopping would require admitting what you gave up and why, and the pride that started this entire catastrophe cannot survive that admission. So you keep moving. You take the war to the only other place it can go, to the new creation, to the garden, to the creature made from dust who bears the image of the God you despise. You approach the woman not with force, but with the only weapon you have left: words. You were made with music inside you. You understand the power of language better than any being ever created. You ask the question, did God really say? For words. Just a question. Just a small redirection of trust. Just a tiny suggestion that perhaps the one who made everything has been withholding something. You know exactly what you are doing. You have been doing this before. The same strategy. The same I will. Just offer to someone else this time. And it works. And the world breaks. And you have your revenge on the image of God. Except it is not revenge. Because God does not lose. God never loses. Even here, even in this moment of maximum damage, God is already weaving something you cannot see and cannot stop. He says to you in the garden that the seed of the woman will crush your head even as you strike his heel. You hear this. You understand what it means. And you spend the rest of history trying to find that seed and destroy it before it destroys you. Herod and the slaughter of innocents, the wilderness temptation, Gethsemane, the cross itself. You try everything. You fail every time. Because the very thing you tried to use to destroy God's image becomes the instrument of your destruction. The cross, the death you engineered, the tomb you thought was a victory. All of it turned against you on the third day in a way you did not see coming and cannot undo. You are still here, still moving, still the same strategy. Did God really say? The same 4 words in different forms in every generation, in every screen, in every conversation, and every quiet moment when a human being is deciding whether to trust the one who made them or the voice that has been whispering the same lie since the garden. You have not changed. You cannot change. The pride that started this does not allow for the kind of surrender that change requires. And here is what you need to understand about your own life today. The fall of Lucifer is not just a cosmic story about an angel who rebelled. It is the oldest warning about the most dangerous force in the universe. Not evil from outside, pride from inside, the I will that turns inward, the beauty that stops reflecting and starts competing, the gift that becomes an idol, the moment a created thing decides it deserves what only the Creator holds. You have felt that moment. Everyone has. The question is what you do in the second after you feel it. Lucifer made his choice in that second, and the entire history of darkness followed from it. You have the same second. You have it right now. And unlike Lucifer, you have something he never had after the fall, the offer of a way back. The seed of the woman already came. The heel was already struck. The head was already crushed. The way back is open in a way it was not open for the most beautiful thing God ever made, because he chose too early and too finally, and with too much intelligence to ever claim he did not know what he was doing. You are not him. You still have the second. Use it differently.